Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Saturday night. And as you can see, got a package in this week. I think there might be another one at the post office right now as well. But this one is from Daniel in Alaska. And let's see, I picked this up, I think, Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday. Whatever day it showed up, it was either Wednesday or maybe it could have been Thursday. It might have been Tuesday. Doesn't matter. Anyway, Daniel was nice enough to send this down. Danny. I guess I should address him as Danny. But in the chat, you'll see him as Daniel. What's up, Phoenix? Hey, Miss Marilyn. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope you're doing well, Miss Marilyn. I didn't get to check and see if you texted me back. Well, I mean, I did, but I didn't see a text the last time I checked, is what I should say. Anyway, he spent $17 plus sent what I'm assuming is a meal cold weather. That's what he said he was going to send. So here we are with another night of eating some military food. Now, I guess I should discuss. It's a little dusty because I haven't used it in a long time. There's actually specific mess kits, mess gear for cold climates. So this is a double-walled canteen. Your regular canteens, especially the old metal ones, are not double-walled like this is. I think I've actually got two of these sets now, just by accident. But they're kind of unique. I can't think of anything else that looks anything like this. It's kind of cool too. There's some cool features. Now there is actually a mess kit too. It's round. It's 3 pieces. It's a skillet with fold out handles like the cups have, the butterfly handles. I have one of those kits, and I tried to find it, and I'm not exactly sure where it's at. So maybe I'll have that out at a later time. But it's about that big around. Actually, you know what? I got a kit here that's similar in size and whatnot. I'm going to assume that they probably still issue that cold climate mess kit. It's a little bit bigger around than this by, I don't know, I guess it's a good little bit, but it's round. It's got the skillet on top that locks it in. I can't even remember. Well, that one's falling apart. Where this one's from, actually. Wow. Let's see if I can fix that real quick. You wouldn't think that'd come off there that easy. This has got a little stew pot, I guess you'd call it. A little pot, a bigger pot here. Kind of seems like that should be flipped over, huh? That inside piece looks brand new. Yeah, I cannot remember where this is from. I do believe I got this from Bob, if I'm not mistaken. Might be Czech or Yugo. I'm not exactly sure. Anyways, it's kind of similar to this. It has another pot that nests inside of it like this one does. So very similar in design. Not exactly the same though. Like I said, it's got butterfly handles that attach to this top piece that fold out from the sides right there, which is actually what locks the top on. And then you have a skillet on top, which I do really like to have the skillet. I've got a lot of mess gear. I need to probably go through it all sometime. I don't even know what all I have. I just know that I have a lot. I've not anything like what Sticky Fingers has got. Sticky Fingers has been collecting mess kits and canteens and cups and stuff like that for many years now. I know he's been doing it. He really started getting into it probably about 5 years ago. I mean, he's got a really cool Australian kit, which are really hard to get. You don't ever see the Australian kits come up. He's got the kit and the canteen and cup. I guess you just say he's got a full kit. Smokey's just a mess. This is East German. This is a little East German kit. I like the fact that it's got the, I guess that's leather. I mean, it's not, if that's leather, it's not. It's like rubberized coating on it, maybe. I'm not so sure it's leather, though. And it's got a little tiny coffee cup on top. I like the little tiny cup. I think it's kind of neat. It's got the little butterfly handles on it. What else do I got here? Also got a German kit down here. Got a Russian kit down here. I do. Oh, that's the Yugo right there. It's got the plastic. I forgot about that. I think that's what this is. I think that's what this one right here is. This is kind of like a mess kit slash canteen and cup. Let's see if I can get it apart. There we go. Plastic. I guess you can drink out of that. Use it as your cup. You got a little tiny cup here you can use for a coffee cup, and then you got your canteen, and you got something that you can cook in right here, which is, this might be double walled, actually. Very possible. That it feels like it is. That or it's just really thick aluminum. I like this kit. It's unique. Nothing else looks like it. I can't remember. I can't remember where all my kits are from, actually. I'm pretty sure this might be the Yugo. What else do I have down here? I've got my American kit. What else is down there? Got my World War II. I got a World War I kit. I'd like to find one of the mess kits from the 50th anniversary of the Civil War that the U.S. military handed out. That would be a score. All right, let me put this stuff up real quick. I got a bunch of stuff dug out here. Well, can't remember how I had this stuff. I think it was like that. That'll work. Okay, back to the U.S. It is stamped U.S. White 75, so it's 1975 is what this one is. I got another one that's a different year. I think the other one I have is older. I think the other one I have is 1967. But this is a double-walled canteen. It's got a plastic, like hard plastic lid top with a brass fitting there for your lanyard that keeps your top, and then you've got this nice rubberized mouthpiece, and you guys probably know what that's for, but if you don't, I'll tell you why that's on there like that, is so your lips don't freeze to your canteen. Kind of a good touch. I mean, obviously it was something that was born out of necessity, I'm sure, because guys were probably drinking out of their canteens, and their lips were getting stuck to them, like in a Christmas Story, where when he goes out there and sticks his tongue to the pole. And like I said, it's weird. I mean, I guess most of the time you'd be using this, you'd be in the snow, so it not having a flat spot on the bottom wouldn't matter. You just stick it down in the snow. But it is completely round, so pretty unique in that aspect. I think it's pretty cool. Like I said, there's nothing else like this. Now, I've got another cover somewhere. They're supposed to have a wool, well, I guess some of them have it and some of them don't. That or this, it was cut out of this one at some point. It's supposed to have a wool lining inside of this for, I guess, even more insulation if you were to put hot liquid in that, keep it hot. And then we got a really nice cup here. We've got two of these cups too. It's a matching set. Came together. Just something you don't see them every day. They used to be really, really expensive to try to get. For a canteen and cup, you used to have to pay like $25-$30 for the cup. Canteen, you'd be in it about the same $25-$30, and then the cover, you'd be anywhere from $7 to $15, depending on the condition. It does have US stamped on it right there. Anyways, I thought it was pretty cool. I like this kit just because of how unique it is. I think it's one of the cooler looking mess cups and canteens that exists. And it's cool that it fits the cold weather theme. So I thought you guys might like seeing that. I wish I had my Arctic mess kit too out, but like I said, I couldn't find it. I know roundabout where it's at, but I guess I don't because okay, that was weird. My screen just cut off. Plug in and see if that helps. Uh-oh. I really hope something weird ain't happening. Now this is a little bit awkward with it. Trying to get it snapped, and you've got to stretch it a good bit. And you also got to make sure that's lined up for the hole right there. And the cup is what keeps it upright. It's the only thing that's got the flat bottom to it. We might use that cup tonight. May as well, hadn't we? All right, so package from Danny or Daniel up in Alaska. I don't think Danny's ever sent anything down to me before. I think this is the first time he's sent something to me. I might have actually bought some Mill Cold Weathers off of him years ago. I could be wrong. Let me know if that's possible, Danny. I don't know if maybe that happened or not. For some reason, I was thinking it was possible. Let's find out what Danny sent. It's weird saying Danny because I'm so used to saying Daniel and thinking Daniel because that's what I've always seen in the chat. Hey, Cyanide Cookies is here. What's up, man? Man, they did away with the large flat rate boxes like this. I think that sucks. But they were telling me that they did. Now, if you have some of those large flat rate boxes like that, they still honor them. They just, they're not making them anymore. And the large flat rate boxes, and I'm not joking, are from here to the edge over here where this is at, all the way to over here. They're like, I would say they're like 2.5 foot long, roughly, if I was to guess. They might be they might be 3 feet. They're really long. You could fit, what is it, 8 Canadian IMPs in it, side by side. So stacked on top of each other, side by side. I think you could fit 8, maybe 10. I can't remember how many. There's a bunch, though. It was the best way to ship IMPs because they fit perfectly in there. It's exactly as wide as 2 IMPs. All right, there we go. Yeah, you can have it. There's another one in there. I just bought another one. Okay, and he did put Fragile on here, and also open on live stream, bud. Fragile. I thought it said Fragile kinda somewhere. I thought I seen that on here. Where did I see that at? Huh. Could have swore I seen that on here. On the other, no, it's not over here. Huh. I must have been imagining things. Okay. And it did have a weight on here too. This weighs 2 pounds, 13.6 ounces. All right. Go. Oh, there's all kinds of stuff in here. Look at that. And we got another box in here too. Wow. Holy cow. I thought we were just getting a Mill Cold Weather in here. There's all kinds of stuff in here. All right. Where to start? Let's start with the meal cold weather, because we know that it's probably going to be a meal cold weather. Very well packaged, I must say. Danny did a good job at making sure it wasn't going to get flubbed up on the way down here, because USPS loves to rough handle packages. I don't know if that's everybody's situation, but down here where I live, it's the West Virginia branch. Somebody likes to play soccer with packages. It's annoying. It's more than annoying. Still have the mystery. What is it? Honestly, I can't remember which one we picked. I know it was a breakfast. Menu number 11, scrambled eggs with bacon. Nice. I think probably weighs what? I'm going to say just a pound and like maybe a couple ounces, if I was to guess. I need to get a kitchen scale. That I really do need to get one so that I can weigh rations and see exactly what they weigh, because I don't know if you guys are interested in that, but I am. I'm interested to know exactly how much weight we're looking at. And then I'd also like to, after I open a ration, to pare it down like you would typically do in the field and see what they would actually take out of it and what it would weigh afterwards. Because that's a lot of times what they pare them down like that for, either because it's stuff they don't like in there, or they're just trying to reduce weight. All right, let's go with this. Unless, did he say anything? He is in the chat, right? Oh, that's my Christmas bonus. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Awesome. I really do appreciate it. All right, I'm going to go with this one first. Actually, let's go with this one, because this feels like food. Like I think it's food. It is food. Alaskan reindeer, no way. Chunked in gravy. Indian Valley. I have never seen this before. Ingredients is reindeer, water, wheat flour, salt, tomato powder, caramel coloring, and spice flavoring. What? Oh, cool. It's kind of like a French can, too. It's like tapered to the top right there. It's bigger around at the bottom. That is really cool. What is the shelf life on this bad boy? So we got a 0212166. I have no clue what that date code is. Our reindeer meat is purchased directly from Alaskan natives along the edge of the Bering Sea. From start to finish, our commitment is to quality every step of the way. I believe you will find this product one of the finest that you've ever tasted, and hope that you will want to sample others. We have a large variety of meats and seafoods. Something drum. I don't know. Douglas, maybe? Douglas drum. Does it say product of Alaska? That's really cool, man. That is really cool. I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't know that they sold cans of reindeer. Makes me want to go back a month and video that for Christmas. I have a reindeer stew, Norwegian Arctic, somewhere. I don't know where it's at, but I know I have one somewhere. And I've been wanting to film that as a Christmas video for like 2 years, because I've got this really cool Christmas beer too that I wanted to pair up with it. I really need to do that. All right, I'm going to go with this because this is what I was originally going to open up first. Alaskan smoked sea salt dark chocolate. 60% dark chocolate. And it's specifically Alaskan. Woman owned. It's vegan and gluten free. Contains handcrafted alder. Does that say? Oh no, alder wood. smoked sea salt by Alaskan Pure Sea Salt Company. Ingredients are dark chocolate, alder smoked sea salt, and contains soy, it says. This product is manufactured in a plant that processes milk, soy, peanuts, tree nuts, egg, and wheat products. Huh. That is a cool... I like the size of it. That's a 1 ounce bar. 28 grams. I like the way it's shaped. I think that's really cool. What is that? Huh. Feels like it's got a design on it or something. I don't know. I just like that size. I like that shape. I dig it. And then we've got... Oh, this is the same company as the reindeer. Alaskan-made jerky. This is with reindeer meat. Chopped and formed. Dang. Is it flavored? This is probably just the original flavor. I think I can salvage that sticker and like put it on the wall. I'm weird like that. Because it wasn't really on there very well anyway. Pretty cool little memento from this gift that Danny sent down. Where am I going to put this? I'm going to put it right here on my Frank Thomas autograph over here on the plastic card holder thing. Well, we're going to be trying that out. I have a feeling it's going to taste like white-tailed deer, but maybe I could be wrong. I don't know. I have a feeling that these products are probably more of a like a delicacy. Something that's not... It's common, but not extremely common, if that makes any sense. It's probably something that you see a lot more of, obviously, up there in Alaska than you'd ever see down here. But it's probably something that not everybody indulges in all the time, I'm going to bet. I actually like the fruitcake Mountain Dew. What? Fruitcake Mountain Dew. Cliff says that's normal Alaska food. Well, yeah. Obviously, I guess that would be a pretty good point. And we also have a box here with something in it. Oh. This seems like this might have been the fragile part, because it's very well packaged. Let's see what we got here. Whoa. No way. Wow. That's a 10. That is really cool. Holy cow. Love that. These are probably, I'm going to guess, mid-80s, roughly. I've never seen them sealed in this cellophane like this outer cellophane. That is really cool, man. Heck yeah. Love that. Very, very much appreciated. Is this a 10 too? I think it is. It is. Doesn't say much on the outside, does it? Let's see. It's definitely got some age to it. You can tell by looking at that cellophane. From the early 2000s. Really? They're that new, huh? I thought they were a little older. I thought they did these in the 90s. Like early 90s. I could be wrong. I'll have to look these up and see exactly when. A little bit of tobacco's falling out of them, but I'm sure that these, the way that they're sealed up, unless they sat in the sun somewhere, which I guess is possible, but I'll bet you that these are in pretty decent consumable shape, just judging by, there's no breaks in the cellophane or anything like that. The cellophane's still pliable. It's not falling apart or anything. Man, that is really cool. Everything that Daniel just sent along. Danny, I keep saying Daniel. I want to open one of those and try one. The lights, and what are the... Just says, okay, so those are regular filters, and these are lights. the lights are probably going to be more or less like a regular. Oh yeah, there's camel cash on the back. These are actual cardboard though, like built into the little box. They're perforated. You gotta kind of pop them out of there. Is there a date here? Let me see if I can find a date. Product quality questions. Surgeon general warning. I've seen these before, like I said, but I've never seen them in a cellophane like this. That's really cool that you'd send these down here to me, man. I really appreciate that. I mean, even after they're gone, they're still going to be a really cool collectible. I think that companies don't do enough stuff like this anymore. Like, you're paying so much more money nowadays, and they don't do cool stuff like this. Just like the old promotions like this. You always used to get lighters, like cool product. Like you'd get a Camel lighter or a Marlboro lighter or a Winston lighter or something like that. And then you had like, well, I don't think I can get this down right now. It's stuck. Anyways, I got like this Winston cigarette that had, well, I guess it had 2 free packs in it. Just cool stuff like that. I guess here, I'll take the camera off. Just show you right up here. It's like this. Those are actually really good too. It's been a while since I've had a Winston, like an old Winston. I just had a new pack of Winstons, and they were really good in comparison to other smokes that I've had recently. Looking through my camera with you guys, seeing I don't even know what all's sitting there anymore. Like, it's been so long since I went through the stuff that I forget. That's kind of fun about, like, not being able to get to your stuff for a while, and then you get to it, and you go through it, and you're like, oh, I totally forgot that I even had that. I got a bunch of gum and stuff knocked down over here. You can see that. I guess I'm just going to leave it alone, because if I go trying to move it right now, it'll all fall. But I cannot wait until I have a place to display all this stuff and really set up a cool display. All right. We're definitely going to be trying out at least some jerky and chocolate tonight. Okay. Turn the camera. Oh. Fix the chat. Dun-da-da-da. I didn't do the text messaging like I usually do and let everybody know I was live streaming tonight. This is like the 3rd live stream in a row I haven't done it. I'll probably do it next Saturday. But flip the camera around, talk to the chat while I have a little bit of a smoke, and then we're going to... Uh-oh, hang on. Hang on. Please stop it, stop it. Keep talking, keep talking, keep talking. Flip the camera around. Golly. Thought I did this already. Alright, I got it fixed. I've got to buy a new iPhone. My screen's not responding to my touch at all. I was looking back through some old pictures of back like would have been 2019, the last time we had a meetup in Kentucky, and I couldn't believe how much more hair I had and how much darker my beard was. Like, I looked a lot different just a couple years ago. I guess it has. We're coming up on, well, it's been 3 years. We'll just say a solid 3 years and a few months. But that has a lot to do with COVID. When I had COVID both times, for some reason, it made my hair fall out. I don't know what the deal with that was, and I know for sure that that's what it was because it fell out while I had it, and then after I got over it, it stopped. My hair stopped falling out. So just a weird thing, side effect of. I don't think it's everybody's dealt with that, but I do know that a lot of people have. 3 years and a pandemic ago, yeah. 3 years, a TV show, a pandemic. A lot of life has happened since then, and a lot of stress. Went through a really intense situation. I would say it would be intense for 98% of people. Uh, but came out the other end of it better off for it. Maybe I'm not real sure yet. We'll see how that turns out. I have been looking diligently. I spend a lot of my free time looking for a house, and I think what I got two options. Either I'm going to have to expand my search radius and start looking further away, which if it was up to me and only me and my family were, let's just say if my family were willing to move just away from here, it'd be done already. But that I'm trying to keep everybody around here. My mom and dad, they're not far from me right here in Ohio. They live like 45 minutes away from me right now, 45 minutes away from me. I don't want to go too far. My dad's dealing with radiation and chemo right now. Has been for, I think we're coming up on, this is probably the third week. And I don't want to go anywhere yet. I don't want to go too far, So, but I'm diligently searching for a new place to live, and not having any luck. I'm sure you've all heard the news that the housing market is very weird right now. Strange. It's not only is it weird because of like the availability and the people that are selling and not selling, it's also weird because inflation is also another big problem, and things got way overinflated in the past 2 years, and the prices on houses went up like 40%. 40%. So if you had a house paid for before, or it didn't have to be paid for, but if you had a house that you'd purchased prior to the 2 years ago, you've gained anywhere from 30 to 40% equity on your home if you've got even just a roughly decent home. At minimum, you've gained at least 20%, 25%. The numbers that are out there aren't, in my opinion, as accurate as what I've seen. I mean, 2019, let's put it this way. 2019, you could have bought let's say a 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom, like really nice house for $350,000. Right now, you're looking at $650,000, $700,000 for that same exact house. I mean, and that's not an exaggeration. I'm seeing it everywhere, and which it's frustrating. It's frustrating. So, my whole point of me saying this is I'm thinking about building. That entails another problem. Now I've got to find a place to build it. Got to get the water there, the electric there. Got to, all that, all those details. Is it going to be within city limits? Am I going to need a septic tank? Where would it be at? But I definitely have been looking, and now I'm thinking that I need to curve my search in that direction. So we will see. Yeah, I've been looking in the immediate area within the, I don't know, probably 30-mile range, 35-mile range. And and another problem that I'm having is because I don't really want to move to Ohio. I used to always think that Ohio was better in the grand scheme of things, taxes and all that. But now that I'm really looking at it as like a potential home owner or purchaser, whatever, the difference between West Virginia and Ohio is astounding. So over here, a house that is, let's say, a house over here that's valued at $350,000, taxes are going to be roughly about 2,000, 2,300, somewhere along in that range. Same exact house in Ohio, you're looking at $4,000 to $5,000 a year in taxes. That's going to add up quick. I mean, real quick. So West Virginia is like it's like the 12th lowest. We're not the lowest tax wise, but our cost of living is pretty low in West Virginia. But there's also nothing here. Like there's no opportunity here. It's awful. They are building a $2 or $3 billion steel refinery plant. They're going to be like taking old junk steel and refining it back into usable metals. I guess is going to be, that's what I've understood of it. And they're spending like $3 billion. That's about 40 minutes down the road from me, roughly 45 maybe. And then another, they're building a power plant of some kind right down the road, about 15 minutes down the road from me. But the power plant, I'm pretty sure is only going to employ like 20 or 30 people, maybe less. But that other place is going to be huge. But that's going to be like three more years before they actually start hiring people in there. And from what I understand, like starting out, the lower end jobs are going to start out at like 80 grand a year, which around here, 80 grand a year is a good job. That's a good living around here. And then like say 100 to 120,000 around here, you're doing all right. You're doing just fine. Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Daniel asks if anybody's ever been to Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Recently found out about that town, and I'm dying to go there. So what's special about Eureka Springs? Kentucky used to be good. I can see that. I've never really paid that much attention to Kentucky because it is about an hour and 30 minutes for me to hit just the state line. And then that's going to put me up near Huntington. If I just went over and crossed the line and lived somewhere right there, which is, what's the name of that? Catlettsburg. The Catlettsburg refinery is up there. Marathon, they refine oils and whatnots right there. So I'm not, I guess I've never really thought about living in Kentucky. It's just never even crossed my mind to go that direction. Dan says, with the super chat, $20 super chat, thank you so much for the super chat, Dan. I appreciate that, man. After taxes and Google a bit, I think I have just bought you a brick. So I'm partial owner of the house you're going to build. I'm coming to stay. Well, okay. Well, as soon as I get a house built, dude, you're more than welcome to come over and stay. I'll have a room set up for you to come and stay because I do want to have at least. Honestly, I really want to have 5 bedrooms because I'm going to use a bedroom as a studio, probably that, or I'm going to make it separate, like build a room in the garage area or something like that. I'm not real sure. If I do that, then I could do a 4-bedroom because there's 3 of us that'll definitely be there, and then I've got to have the 4th just in case my other son ever wants to come back home. That's why I think 5 would be the way to go, and then have a guest room for my parents and whoever else that wants to come over. Yeah, so building is something I've always wanted to do, but we'll see. I'm boring you guys to death. Let's get this meal cold weather opened up, and then we'll talk about that stuff later. if Daniel's cool with it, I might open a pack of these tonight if he wants me to. I'm half tempted to start off with a piece of this jerky right now. All right, we'll set that off to the side right here a little bit. Fix the camera. And scrambled eggs with bacon. I wasn't even sure. I couldn't remember what menu he said he was going to send. I might have looked it up. I might not have. These are calorie dense. They're lightweight. I do believe they have stopped making the long range patrol because of this. Well, not because of this, but they've put this in place of it. And if there's guys that are in a situation where they need a long range patrol, they get this. They're probably made to take it out of that white bag because it'd stick out like a sore thumb in a desert climate, in my opinion, or any type of like jungle habitat or anything like that. That white bag is not going to do well versus like the tan bag that it would have been in. Yeah, I'm curious to find out whether or not they really have stopped making the long range patrols or not. I just haven't seen any in a long time that have been freshly made. So as far as the secondary market goes, we haven't seen any pop up in a long time. When you're talking about a meal cold weather, you're talking about a freeze-dried meal from Mountain House that's going to be a lot of calories. You know, you're going to have, it's basically a little bit of a pared down MRE with a very protein and calorie dense main. And this one just happens to be scrambled eggs with bacon. I think there's cheese in this too, if I'm not mistaken. Can it open? Nope. It's not going to open right. So I could have ripped it open. It just would have mangled the bag. So I'm just going to cut it. These are really tough bags right here. All right, we're in. And all the packaging on the inside is tan. So, hey, what's going on, Bob? Good to see you, man. I had your coffee cup broke out there the other day. Was it last week? Might have been like the Wednesday before. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyways, had the coffee cup out. Was thinking about you. Let's see what is in this bad boy here. I'm going to go one item at a time. We're going to keep the suspense going. All right, we got an accessory packet. MCW. 124th day of 2018. So this is a 2018 version of our meal cold weather. And as you guys probably know, before this, there were the ration cold weathers. And then in between, there were we're not sure whether they were made or not, but they were the food packet cold weather. Got a couple of those sitting down here. Need to get to. Oh, yes. One of my favorite things, period, to find in a ration. Love it. Great breakfast item. I mean, if you guys have never had this, you can get this civilian-wise from Mountain House. I highly recommend picking some up. If you like blueberries, it looks like it's got a pinhole. Pretty sure it does. Yep. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It should be fine. It's been in that other sealed bag, so it should be just fine. And that's made by Mountain House. So I highly recommend picking some of that up if you can. And we have a lemon lime flavored beverage powder. I like the lemon lime. A lot of people don't like it. I happen to like it. I think it's a very adequate beverage powder to get. There's plenty of beverage powders that are not as good as this one. I'm not a fan of like the tropical punch, the fruit punch, stuff like that. I do like the grape though. What's next? Oh, we got a nut and raisin mix. I want to get a calorie count on this bad boy here in just a second. Ooh, sweet. Fig bars. I love finding fig bars. You guys know I love me some fig bars. These ones are quite tightly packed. All right, what's next? We have a milk chocolate cocoa beverage powder. Milk chocolate. When did they start saying milk chocolate? I don't remember that being a thing. Huh. And we have our partially biodegradable MRE spoon. And last but not least, we have our scrambled eggs with bacon. Is there cheese in this? Let me see. Egg yolks. Can barely read it. Smoke flavoring. Cornstarch. Maybe not. Maybe no cheese. All right, real quick. Let me break out my calculator real quick. I'll add up our calories, unless somebody in the chat wants to do it. All right, calculator. Where's it at? Where's my calculator at? There it is. All right. This 410 calories in our main. So we got 410. 10-4. Sticky Fingers just put out a meal cold weather video yesterday, I believe. You guys can go check that out. History Savior has got a video that's doing pretty well. I suggest going and checking out History Savior and subscribing to his channel. 200 calories in it. What's a calorie dense fig bars? 200 plus 140. In our cocoa beverage powder, we got 350 in our nut and raisin mix. Uh-oh. Uh, 180 in our lemon lime. $2.40 in our granola. And we got, I'm going to say 30 calories for the coffee creamer and sugar. And we come up with 1,550 calories in this one single meal here. So if you had to get by a whole day on this, you certainly could. I could see myself spreading this out, having this for breakfast, having that for lunch, that for a snack, and then actually, yeah, and then that for dinner. If I had to split it up like that, coffee with the, that's what I'd do, splitting it up wise, just because I think that I could get by like that. I think I could manage. So let me get a tray up here. This is a nice grouping of stuff, man. This is good stuff. Good stuff. I think my tray is dirty. Noticed it whenever I was messing with stuff earlier. It doesn't look too dirty. Looks like it got bent though. I don't know how that could have happened. Man, this thing is there's no way. It's got to be the table. There's no way it got bent. That thing is tough. It's not like those knockoff ones that you see pop up on eBay all the time. A real military tray like this, this thing is extremely tough. If you was to hit somebody with that, they might not wake up. You know what I mean? All right. Beverage. Nut and raisin mix. Cocoa beverage. Got our main and our snack. I should probably start off with getting some water up in this bad boy. Let me go grab a pair of scissors real quick. All right. Let's see, if I turn that fan off, you can probably hear the hiss here. Let's see what happens. Huh. I didn't hear no hiss at all. No smell whatsoever. Looks like just eggs. I don't see no bacon up in there. I'm sure there is, though. Mountain House does a really good product. Oh, that reminds me. So I was talking to this guy on eBay. Oddball Candy Company is what his eBay store is. And he's got just all the like common candies that you would find in like the Walmart like movie box candies and stuff like that. A bit of honeys, Skittles, lemon heads, warheads. That's what I was trying to think of. Anyways, all these candies that he's freeze dried. And I told him if he wanted to send in some samples, we would check them out here. And like, I don't know how some of that stuff would be. It seems like it would be good, but I've never seen anybody else doing that, and I've never tried anything like that before. So I think he is going to send some of that in. So we'll get to check it out and see what kind of product he's got going on. All right. There's some bacon. Yeah. All right. I always try my food, my freeze-dried food dry. Kind of get a better idea of what flavors we got going on here. There we go. Down the hatch. So, definitely pick up the smoky bacon. That kind of a smoky pork flavor. But the eggs are like buttery and really good. I am a fan of that. Put those big chunks back in there. I couldn't remember which one it was, so I picked up some tortillas thinking it'd be the one. I couldn't remember which one's got the cheese in it to make the wrap. I know we talked about that, though, so. I could eat that like that. No problem. It's pretty tasty. So it's kind of a weird snack, I guess you'd say. Just a weird way to eat it. But the flavor's really good. Texture, as soon as you chew it up, it just turns into like a paste. Yeah, I like that. All right, let's add some water. Yeah. Thermos, it's vapor locked. All right. It says to add 8 ounces. There ain't no way we're adding that to start with, but We'll add some water here. Okay. Just a little more. Alright, that's it. Some mega hot water. I'll let the water cook down a good bit this time. I don't know if that makes it any hotter or not. I don't think so. I'm gonna try to give it a shake, not burn myself. Ooh, like that. Ow! Yeah, that's really, really hot. My goodness. Alright, one fold. I'm pretty sure it's worked in there, so. Ow. Good Lord. What do I have to pinch the top? Well, I would say my pocket knife, but I'm going to need that. Wait, no I won't. Because I got one of those IFAC razor knives out. Ah, God, that's so hot. There we go. Okay. Next is Tim Tam or Bob Ross. We'll go with the Bob Ross mug. Even though you can't really see the... Good night, Miss Gail. Thank you for coming. Stopping by. Really appreciate you being here. Excuse me while I wipe the cup out with my t-shirt. And I forgot to change my t-shirt before I started doing this. Nice little tear notch at the top there. I mean, this is the most calories in one meal that I've seen in front of me in a while. I usually don't eat nowhere near that many calories. I feel like since they put them in these larger cup style pouches, there's not as much powder. There's nowhere near as much cocoa beverage powder as there used to be. Used to be a lot more. Not quite double, but I would say, well, maybe almost double. I think you're only supposed to put 6 ounces of water to it. And I could just add the coffee in there and make a mocha, but I like my coffee, so we'll use this spoon. Use a MRE Nation Minotaur spoon. I like these spoons, actually. They're not bad. I mean, they're a little flimsy, but not so much so that it bothers me, like the Polish spoons and the Russian spoons. Those things are no count. They're so flimsy. All right, let me go get a different cup. Okay, we got some other cups here. Thirsty Dog Brewing Company. Unleashed the Flavor, 25 years. 97 to 22. And then we got a Sweetwater Brewing Company, 420. I don't know what that is. A wave, maybe? Oh, you know what? Let's, nah. Yeah. Very rarely do I ever have a use for or need for this cup. Let's use it instead of this. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, come on. Alright. My son just had his wisdom teeth cut out. Kind of, I wouldn't say, well, it's kind of unexpected. It was expensive. Wasn't planning on it happening. Alright, I want to try this powder on its own. Not much color to it. That's nice. Okay, that's very weird. Had a really weird texture to it. It didn't dissolve. Huh. I don't get it. Pretty strange. All right. Yeah, this is, you can already tell it's being weird. How much water is it supposed to have? No fruit juice. 12 ounces of water, okay. Take a little bit more. Yeah, it's like, it's not dissolving in there. It's really weird. Give it a stir here. Look at that. Weird, like, blue dye. Huh. Feels like thick and viscous. Something doesn't feel right, seem right about this drink mix. I think it'll probably eventually dissolve if we leave it set, but all kinds of floaties in there. It's stuck all over the spoon. Huh. It's like pasty. Very strange. Huh. All right. We gotta open up this accessory packet. We got a hot sauce in here. I like this hot sauce. Got our moist towelette. Pack of sugar. Distributed by Sugar Foods Corporation. Huh. You see that? Distributed by Sugar Foods Corporation. New York, New York. Weird. Never seen that before. We got some brown matches. Well, brown book matches. Produced by D.D. Bean and Sons. Out of Jaffrey, New Hampshire. White tip. Brown matches. Strike on back, of course. Weird looking little pack of matches. You got your chewing gums, chiclet style. It's got the fake sweetener in it. That's why people think it's a laxative. It's not. Not intended to be. Just kind of works that way because of that fake sweetener. And there's your U.S. issued booty ration. Paper towel, whatever you want to call it. And we got a creamer, non-dairy, from the Giannis brothers. 100th day, 8100 even. 8100 T on that. And we got some Bill's Brew instant coffee. William James Coffee Company. Bill James. Man, I'd like to get into making my own coffee. I feel like I got a decent palate for what good coffee is. And I could pick out some good coffee and brand it myself. You know, you got those guys at, what is it, Black Rifle? Is that what it's called? They've had some controversy lately. Some stuff that they've said or done, I'm not exactly sure. I haven't paid any attention. I just know that it was happening. So yeah, I would like to, I think it'd be a good idea. And I would like to try to match Coffee Instant Type 2. And yes, make it an instant coffee and make a fresh brew as well. There we go. Looks like some freeze-dried coffee. Bill's Brew. Coffee. I like a good breakfast for dinner too, so I really like having a meal like this on a Saturday evening like this, Saturday night. I don't know if they're still filming Saturday Night Live right now or not, if it's off season for them. I asked my buddy that works there a couple, 2-3 weeks ago. I didn't get an answer from him that time, which I didn't text him back, which I would have if I'd have thought about it. There we go. It smells like gum. It smells like minty. Let's give it some water. Go. All right. What do you guys think on the granola? Hot or cold? How would you guys have it? So we got some nut and raisin mix. It's 82nd day, 2018, right there. Sparrow says hot. Cliff says hot's better. Work done a week ago. Got to cut back on the sugar. Don't we all? It looks like hot it is. Molder, everybody's suggesting to go hot. Now, that is a pretty sizable amount of the nut and raisin mix. I think it's more than you typically get in like the MRE size pouches. 2.3 ounces. I'm going to guess the regular size are like probably 1.75, maybe an ounce and a half, something like that. I do feel like this is considerably more in this than what you get in an MRE. I could be wrong about that. They might have changed it to where you get that within an MRE now. Alright, fig bars. Fig bar. It's like the brownies, chocolate covered. There's only one, but it said plural, like there was two. Oh, I hear Minnie out there at the door. These are always fun to try to get out. There we go. One in there. One right there. That is the freshest looking fig bar that I have had in probably years. That looks really different. Let me get Minnie real quick. Come on, Minnie. Come on. Go ahead. There's no dog. Go. Come on, Minnie. Come on. Come on. Alright, we got a bowl here. Wait. Gonna need a bowl for the scrambled eggs with bacon. Hang on, I'll be right back. Grab a bowl for the... Alright, cool. I got this nice little clear bowl here, a ramekin, whatever. It's I don't know. It's not tiny, but it's not going to be big enough for the whole thing of granola. I don't think. Let's see what we can do here. It'll look cool though. We put some water in it, I'll bet. That clear bowl. I like these little razor knives. These things are awesome. I don't know if you can get the blades for them though. I don't know. Look at that. Freeze dried blueberry. Wow, lots of flavor in that blueberry. I'll do half the serving right now. I'll save half for later, since I'm going to have all that other food to eat. This is probably, it might be a little under half. Let's see here. Nah, that's just about right at half, I'd say. Yeah, it's pretty close. If you're not careful, if it's not mixed up well, if you try to split it like this instead of eating it all at once, there's a lot of milk powder in here. If you don't get that milk powder like evenly spaced out throughout, you'll have half of it that's real milky, and then you have the other half that just doesn't have enough milk in it. Alright, here we go with some hot water. This won't burn me. And I just got water everywhere. Guess I'm a doofus. I am going to use the nut and raisin mix bag as a lid for that. I'll set this little tiny bowl on top of there to kind of hold it on there. All right, I think we're ready to go. Good to go. We're good to go. Next, time to take out the bacon and eggs. Eggs and bacon, sorry. Not bacon and eggs. Eggs and bacon. Yeah. Let's see what it looks like. Looks like I put too much water in it. Dang it. Yep. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go strain this a little bit.
Shut up! I can already tell because of the face back.
All right. I think I got it right now. If I don't, it's probably about as good as it's going to get. All right, here we go. Dumping it all out. I think we pretty well got it. Some little tiny pieces, but other than that, it's all out there. Eggs and bacon. MRE spoon. That is a lot of food. There's a lot of weight there. I'm going to guess that weighs probably like a pound and like 4 ounces, probably. Maybe a pound and a quarter. Pound and something like that. It's well over a pound. Lots of bacon in there throughout. We didn't get salt in here, did we? No, we didn't. It's a good looking chunk of bacon right there. Very well cooked. All right, here we go. Eggs with bacon, Mountain House, down the hatch. It's exactly as you would think it would be. The eggs are really well flavored. I feel like it's not just eggs. That or the bacon has really infused itself into the eggs through the cooking and then the freeze drying process. I don't know if they cook it together or they cook it separate and then put it together in the bag. I don't know. I'd be curious to know how they do that. Still a good bit of liquid in there. It's all right though. I'm fine with it. It's just now texture wise, I've heard a lot of people complain about the texture of this. I like it, and you guys know I'm a weird texture guy. I don't like gelatinous stuff, anything that's like slimy or anything like that. And this does not equate to anything like that. This is. Let me give you another reading. Hang on. I mean, it's like juicy eggs and bacon. It's like juicy eggs, bacon flavored. The bacon really doesn't come across much texture-wise, but flavor-wise, I mean, it's just really good. I got these little tortillas earlier because I wasn't sure. But I'm not going to say that this exactly is the right stuff for them. But I do think it'll work. And these things are super cheap, man. They're really a good item to buy and have around for if crap ever hits the fan. 30 of them, was there 30 of them in there? 30 of them for $2. I think they used to be $1. Inflation, they've doubled in price over the past year or so. It's a little bit easy to break there. Let's make a wrap here. I think the hot sauce is going to come in handy. I'm not even going to try to wrap it. I'm just going to fold it in half, because if I go trying to actually roll it, I think it'll just tear. So it might tear just folding it in half. It's going to. All right, here we go. That's not going to work. Yeah, those suck. Strike what I just said. Don't buy these. Unless you plan on maybe toasting them. Because they suck. Has it been? See if the neighbors have said anything. Huh. Yeah, those they taste all right. A little bit weird in texture, and they just fall apart. They're not. I guess they're not meant to be folded in half. Time for some hot sauce. Just happen to have those scissors handy. Nice healthy dose of hot sauce on there. The only thing that I really feel like I'm lacking here with this is potatoes. I feel like it needs like a home fry is what's missing. But just the eggs with bacon it's really good. The texture, like I said, I mean, I do think it's one of those things that some people aren't going to like. But if you don't mind, it's a little mushy. you know. It's pretty soft. It's really soft. Somebody with no teeth could eat that no problem. You know what I mean? I like that hot sauce. The hot sauce is it's not hot, but it does have a good flavor to it. It is a vinegar base, but it's not extremely overpowering with the vinegar like Tabasco is. Manny, don't start. One of my favorite episodes of The Office is on right now. When Michael started his own paper company, and then he got hired back with Dunder Mifflin, and he's having to shut down his office that's downstairs. It was like a supply closet or something. And he has like the dance party. Really good episode. The one where Phyllis hurts her back and Dwight fixes it. What are we going to wash it down with? Let's do coffee. Spoon. Other spoon. Give it a quick stir because I never stirred it at all. Oh. Stuck to the bottom of the cup. Minnie. Bill's Brew. Let's see how this is. That is a really good cup of coffee. Even though the creamer didn't really dissolve like it should have. Very refreshing cup of coffee. Wow. Man, that's good. It's just perfectly balanced for me. I feel like the amount of sugar and cream that's in there really balances the cup out. There's no bitterness to it. There's no sourness to it. It's just really well balanced. Smooth. It's got a decent sharp flavor too. Like there's plenty of that, you know, really strong coffee flavor there. Oh, man. I'm so glad that I didn't just dump that into the hot chocolate. Which looks like it needs a stir. How many ounces was supposed to go in that? Nope, not that one. Let's see here. 6 ounces. Okay, so that's about right. I'll try that here in a minute. Let's see if this soaked up the water. Wow. It sure did. That is looking good in the neighborhood. I had to clean that. Well, let's try out the nut and raisin mix first. Oh, we got walnuts in there, peanuts. Of course, you got M&Ms that are cracked that don't have the M on them. That one doesn't. Does this one? Nope. Maybe these aren't actually M&Ms. You got almonds, hazelnut. Wow, quite a few hazelnuts in there. You got your raisins. And I think that's it. Nice variety of stuff there, though. A little 2 peanuts, chocolate disc, which isn't an M&M. Hazelnut, a walnut. Now, there ain't no more walnuts in there. But I see maybe a couple little broken off pieces, but not anything substantial. All right, let's give it a try. No more almonds either. Only the one. Yeah. It's a decent mix. I would pull the M&M, the chocolate discs out first and throw them away because I'm not a fan of stuff like that in my nut mixes. Every once in a while, when I have a mix like this, I'll take them all off to the side like this, and I'll eat one here and there. But usually, I don't eat any at all. There, I got them all out. All right. Blueberry granola, look at that. Wow. That is a masterpiece of a dish. I mean, they really hit a home run with this one. Mountain House. I mean, it's one of those things, I don't think they could make it any better. Let's give it a try. It's making my mouth water. Here we go. I mean, it's just exactly like what you think it would be. It's got that slight hardiness from the grain, from the granola. It's kind of a nuttiness to it, almost. And then the blueberries are nice and sweet, so that means they're very ripe. Lots of blueberry flavor. I don't know if you guys have ever eaten blueberries before, but a lot of times they'll be disappointing. And you won't get that blueberry flavor that you expect and think should be there. But Mountain House does a good job of using really well-ripened blueberries. The milk is also nice, adds a creaminess to it. I think it seems like it's all naturally like sweetness. It doesn't seem like there's any added sweetness or sweetened like sugar or anything. There might be a little bit of sugar added. Doesn't seem like there's much though. But this is something that you can get at your local stores, Walmart's, probably Target or something. I know like Cabela's or Dick's or something like that. If this looks like something you think you'd like, you would like it. Like, there's no doubt in my mind. If you think you'd like this, you'd like it. I was thinking the other day about something like this. Now, I don't know if the milk powder would screw it up. It might. Probably would. But I'd like to try to make no-bake cookies out of this. How awesome would that be? Have blueberry no-bakes. You'd need a lot of it. Yeah, this is one of the, I really don't think this could get much better. I could eat this every day for breakfast and not get sick of it for a long time. I could have this 6 days a week, change it up one day a week, and then go right back to it. I'm half glad that I saved some for later, and I'm like, the other half, I'm like, I wish I'd have just made it all and ate it all. And it's not hot right now, and it's also not cold. It's just kind of warm. Very easy to eat. I want to throw a couple raisins in a bite real quick. Hang on. Just real quick. Cat's going crazy in there. Well, you could certainly throw some peanuts and raisins up in there and really wake it up if you needed to, which it doesn't need it at all, but it completely changed the taste and obviously texture. Time to wash that down with some cocoa beverage powder. Milk, chocolate, cocoa beverage powder, mind you. Kind of frothy, foamy on top. It does taste different. LC, do I still have the Heartbeat hot sauce? Yes, I do. I was just looking at it. Actually, I just unpacked it from like Christmas move around stuff where I had this sitting on my shelf. This got packed away for a couple months, actually. Needs shaking up where it's been sitting. This is a habanero sauce, isn't it? I can't remember. Small batch fermenters, Heartbeat hot sauce, Thunder Bay, Ontario, red habanero. Yep, habanero. Yeah, French. What did I get all over this bottle? Holy cow. Huh. Doesn't smell weird, but it looks weird. Anyways, what was LC suggesting? I try it with the eggs. Fig bar. Kind of looks like, even though this is a fresh ration, and look how light colored that. I mean, it's just so smooth and velvety. It's weird what happens when something gets so compacted and like, it was almost vacuum sealed, I would say, but it wasn't intentionally vacuum sealed. But then it gets extremely compressed like this, and you get this very strange texture. Same thing happens with Pop-Tarts. I had one just the other day, a brown sugar one, and it was, oh God, it was heavenly. I toasted it, put it in the toaster. I've never toasted an MRE Pop-Tart before. I've always eaten them cold. I'd never thought about putting one in the toaster for some reason. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna throw this thing in a toaster and just see how it comes out. And oh man, it changed it quite a bit. It was really good. But it looks like that sugar migration has already started to happen. And this thing's only 5 years old. But it's weird because maybe where it gets so compressed, I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Probably not. But the sugar like tries to escape the bread to the ends, and it's like real shiny. I know you guys can't really see it, but it's there, and it gets like crunchy. So let's see if that's what we got going on here. Yep. It's not quite as hard and crunchy as an older one, but it's good. It's there. And it is crunchy. That's got a, I don't know if it's where I just ate the blueberry stuff or what. This has a very, very fruity flavor. Weird. Yeah, that is some really fruity flavored fig. Interesting. Very thick in the middle too. Usually it's not quite that thick. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. I love a good fig bar. This one's kind of weird, flavor-wise. It's got this kind of like a bright and light fruitiness to it that reminds me of almost like berries, like strawberry. It's kind of weird. I've never had fig taste like this before. It's almost like it's been in a package with something that's strawberry, cherry flavored for a long time, and it kind of rubbed off and permeated through the bread or something. That's probably one of the best fig bars I've ever had, flavor wise. It's just really unique. I don't smell it, but I sure taste it. All right, lemon lime needs stirred. Did I get this clean enough? No, that's from eating the granola. Here we go. Well, it's not so good because where I just had something sweet, but it's very refreshing. Tastes like a Gatorade. I think it probably would be sweeter had I not just eaten something sweet just now. Kind of diluted the sweetness of the drink. But it seemed to turn out normal enough compared to like how weird it was. All right. We have sampled everything. I got stuff to finish, obviously. The nut mix, I probably won't finish that. I'm definitely going to finish that granola. And the eggs, I want to see if I got something else in there that I can maybe make a wrap out of. Because if not, I'm sure I've got MRE tortillas I can dig out. Because I would like to make that into a wrap and have at least one wrap. And I'll probably throw some cheese on it. And maybe a little hot sauce. That hot sauce right there, probably. And make a wrap. I've got some jerky and chocolate that I can try here that Daniel sent. And did Daniel say to open one of these packs of smokes or no? I'm going to say the lights would probably be the ones to open. Cyanide cookies, I bet that's who you're talking about, Dan. Got to try one of the smokes? All right, here we go. I'm going to go with the lights, I think. And the reason for that is because I think the lights are going to be more like a regular. Flip the camera. I don't know. These ones look better on camera than the black ones, but that you can definitely tell it's a 10. This one doesn't look as much like a 10 as this one. Is it a 10? Has to be. Anyways, let's get this one opened up. Yeah, the cellophane's in good shape, actually. Whoops. I tried to open it properly. Alright, should be able to squeeze it out now. Here it comes. Some loose tobacco on there. Oh, nope. Oh, no way. It's double sealed. That's even better for us. Okay, so there's some tobacco loose in there. Not a big deal. And then you got this outer sleeve right here. And this comes out. Like so. Might be able to get a year here. Let's see. Right there. Right at the bottom. What's that say? 1998, y'all. Values 1/100%. Offer good only in the U.S. Void where restricted or prohibited. Check catalog for expiration date. Limited 5 requests for a catalog per household. I'm going to guess 1998 is year of production on these. So 98, how old would that make these? 25? Right? Yeah, 25 years old. These are 25 years old. Look at that. Just a gleaming example of these tins. I know people sell just these tins for like $3, I think, usually. So we got, it's not completely sealed. You can see it's just an edge sealer. It goes all the way around. The edge right there, meant to be broken right here. There we go. Alright, I'm going to clean this tobacco off. Alright, so it's a flip up top lid. Looking good. Look at that. Surgeon General warning, cigarette smoke contains carbon monoxide. Alright, here we go. I think I should just be able to... Yep. Look at that. Almost looks like a coaster. Huh. It's just for looks. There they are. Look at that. Let's get one of these bad boys out of here. 25-year-old camel. I like the details, man. Like that's a honestly mostly pointless detail, right? I don't see really what the point of that is other than you open it up and you got this nice camel logo there. Nice little snap together tin. Here's our smoke. Give it a smell. Oh, I gotta stick my nose in the whole pack. Hold up. Can't believe I didn't do that right off the rip. I can't really smell. I can smell the individual cigarette more than I can the whole pack. And it has that classic camel scent, which is what I equate to what the flavor is going to be like. Pack it down on my thumb here a little bit. All right. I'm always excited to get to smoke a new vintage cigarette. So take my thumbnail and pack it down a little bit. Let's see. The filter feels really stiff, but usually you don't get a lot of flavor through a filtered cigarette when you do a dry hit like that. That's got some flavoring happening. Pretty complex. Let's find out what this thing's all about, huh? Shall we? I don't have... Well, you know what? I'm not going to use a Canadian match to light an American cigarette. We're going to use the pack that Daniel sent. Danny sent. Danny, not Daniel. Danny. See how well these new matches do here. One strike and get it first strike. Yes, sir. Yeah. So that certainly starting off immediately is much stronger than a light. It's got a lot of flavor. This tastes a lot, it tastes fresh. It doesn't taste so much aged as it does taste like a really fresh 90s Camel. The flavor of Camels has changed a good bit, in my personal opinion, over probably the past 10 years or so. Especially, I don't know, I'm beating this topic to death, but since they went to the fire safe, they all changed. But Camel's flavor especially has changed. Oh, you got the turkey. You had a pack of Turkish Jades, I'm assuming. They had a bunch of like weird flavored Camels. They went through phases of experimenting with different, I guess, types. And wow, that's a strong cigarette. Halfway through the sentence, I just had to stop there. Whew. I'm somewhat lightheaded. It's got that real strong urea flavor. Real strong. It's like it's like almost the feeling of a menthol without that menthol flavor. Menthol, like that coolness. It's weird, but it also has its own unique cat pee flavor. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. That's what it is like. It's a flavor though instead of a scent. I can't believe. Yeah, Daniel. It's Danny. Sorry, I keep calling you Daniel. I'm certainly feeling this, and I shouldn't. A filtered cigarette like this typically won't be that strong because the filter a lot of times will kill that out a lot. The only time I really get a head rush anymore from like a cigarette is if I've went a long time without one. Usually, like if I'm staying in a hotel or something, the next day I'll go out, have my first cigarette, and if I hit it 3 or 4 times real quick in succession to start with, I'll get like a little bit of a head rush from it. But this is a light. This is supposed to be a light. I had a feeling that these lights were going to be more like a regular. And flavor-wise, the way it hits, the way it tastes, everything. This is certainly closer to a regular than a light ever has thought about being. And I guess that's what happens. It's not. A lot of people think, oh, it's 25 years old, it's a dried out old cigarette. No, that's not the case. especially in this case. Camel had a lot of unique ways of packaging their cigarettes back, especially from the, like, I would say mid 80s to early 2000s. They had a pretty good stretch there where they were doing canned cigarettes, they were doing tins like this right here, all different kinds. There's, I don't know, I've probably seen uh, five or six different styles of tins, and then they did these other, like, hard. I don't know if they were plastic or what they were. I've never had one. Camel packs that were very well sealed. So if you can find those still sealed today, they're probably going to be pretty decent as long as a weevil hasn't got to it. But this is not burning exceptionally fast. It is slightly dry. It could definitely benefit from some time in a humidor, but as far as smokability goes, yeah, no, this is on point. All Camel Zippo lighters. My buddy got into collecting Camel Zippos. They did some really unique stuff with the Zippos too, which, if you look, the most valuable advertising, tobacco advertising Zippos that I've seen were Marlboro. Marlboro's got, like, they did this all brass special edition Zippo. I've seen them sell for upwards of $600. Ridiculous money. They did ashtrays, all brass ashtrays that were also Marlboro. They did Camel, obviously Camel. Camel did this whole wooden display. And my buddy that I was telling you about that got into collecting them back when we were still working together. So this was, he didn't even have an eBay account. Like, he didn't know how to use eBay, or he was afraid of eBay or whatever. So he had me order these things for him on eBay. And back in like 2014, 15, somewhere in that area probably, I ordered him 2 different sets of Camel Zippos. One set was like kind of, I would say, kind of used. They was still on the board, but it looked like somebody had used the lighters and then put them back up there. And when I bought that set for him, I think I paid like $200 for it. And then he bought this other set that was very similar to that set, except it was pristine. None of the lighters had ever been struck, probably never been taken out of the board. And I think he paid $500 for that one. A lot. But I can't remember how many Zippos was in that. It might have been like between 10 and 20 Zippos. I cannot remember how many was in there. Yeah, it's not wearing off. This thing is extremely potent with the nicotine. Kind of, I wouldn't say overwhelming, but intense. Intense is a good word. It's got that flavor. So I've got Camels sitting around here all over the place. Camels is a common brand that I find that's a vintage, that's still sealed, that's decent because of the way they sealed them and the way they packaged them. Like the canned Camels, Miss Marilyn sent me that can. I had the can that I opened on a live stream, and I had another can that I opened on a live stream. That original can that I had this flavor. The other cans that were lights that Miss Marilyn sent me and I opened didn't quite have as much of this flavor as this. These are very reminiscent of the old Camels. I don't know how long that lasted, but for a regular, it seemed like it lasted a long time. Could be wrong, but it sure seemed that way. And now that it's open, and now that cellophane that had all that tobacco trapped. Oops, it's the other way. Now it looks brand new. That cellophane kept all the weather off of it, because the cellophane had aged a bit, started to yellow, and turned colors a little bit. And had this not been sealed up the way it was, this would probably not look nowhere near as good as it does. It would look, it would have taken all that age and damage that the not damage, but all that aging that the cellophane had taken on. This would have taken on. So these are going to be. This is a treat, man. Thanks for sending these, Danny. These are. It's going to be a treat. We got 40 of them total, with the regulars over there. Not open yet. We'll have to open those on a special occasion sometime, because I have a feeling those are going to be extremely potent. I could be wrong. They might not be any more potent than these, but with these supposed to be lights and those are regulars, I have a feeling those are going to be pretty daggone potent. And I really do appreciate it. These are a treat. They ended up being really, really good. I wasn't sure how they was going to be after seeing that cellophane, thinking they'd kind of weathered a little bit. They haven't. I'm not 100% sure what the best way to drink out of this cup is. I surely don't think you would want to drink out of this side of it. You want to take a corner, pick a corner of it, and kind of angle the cup. It's kind of strange how you got to drink out of it. It's really refreshing, though, this lemon lime. It's better than a Gatorade. Yeah, silly straw. Get one of those silly straws with the spirals. That's what you need to carry around out in the field, huh? Herbal cigarettes? You mean like green cigarettes? I had some herbal cigarettes back in probably it's probably the 2000s. I remember trying some herbal cigarettes and they were just absolutely horrid. There was nothing good about them. Of course, I wasn't really into trying to quit smoking at that point. So maybe if I would have been, there would have been an appeal there to be able to smoke something and it not be nicotine riddled and chemical riddled like a cigarette is. But the ones that I had back in the day were pretty nasty. That's what I was thinking. The electric lettuce, Smitty. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, those clove cigarettes are. I mean, if you've ever had clove and you know what clove is, like, smoking it is not a good idea, in my personal opinion. I guess you can do it, but it's not good. I've had them before; they're awful. Yeah, they're spiral straws are difficult to clean. Tim says, "Yeah, they probably wouldn't be the best thing to have with you out in the field, huh?" Cliff says clove cigarettes suck. Yeah, I agree. My experience with them has never been good. Maybe some people like them though. I don't know. I got on talking about those cigarillos or mini cigars last week. I think I was talking about those. I can't remember. My grandma got on a kick of smoking those things because they were like 2 packs for $1 or something back in the day. A good cigar, LC, yes. Cigars in general, most of the ones that you like see aren't really good cigars. A good cigar, a good, like, well produced and aged tobacco cigar, number one, isn't going to be cheap. And number two, are not common, I would have to say. I'd say most of the cigars you find are well under par when it comes to what a good cigar is. We trashed our 2 Sun Spiral straws, usually after a few uses. That just made me think, I have these travel straws. They are they're telescopic. They come with a cleaning brush that's also telescopic, and they pull out to probably about that long. I'd say they're probably 14 inches, 16 inches, somewhere along in there. Which you can make it, just leave it shorter if you want. I can't remember what I'd done with those. They had their own little case, and you put them on like your keychain if you wanted. I mean, they're just kind of long for a keychain, but you could do it. And it had a rubber top on it and a rubber bottom. I don't know what I did. And it was 2 straws and 1 cleaner in that thing. And I can't remember what I'd done with that. I want to say it's back there on my it was back there on my entertainment center. I'm gonna have to look and see if I can find it. It's been a while since I've seen it. Motor, I'd light up a leftover butt. I can remember when I first started smoking. The first cigarettes that I had. As far as like actually smoking cigarettes, not like the first one I ever snuck or anything. I can't remember that. But I can remember like the first time I really smoked. I was probably like 12 or 13, I'd say. And I had stole a couple of my mom's cigarettes, which were, I'm going to guess like a Doral or something cheap and nasty. I'm sure it wasn't a Marlboro like my dad would have. My dad didn't smoke anything other than Marlboros. But we were playing Army. We had this, we called it the sewer. It wasn't a sewer. It was just like a creek. But for some reason we called it a sewer because it had like a sewer pipe that ran over to a lake that was out back of what used to be a Hills. I don't know if you guys know what a Hills is. Kind of like a Walmart before Walmart. Department store, kind of had a little bit of everything in there. Pretty big chain back in the day, Hills was. Anyways, it had a pipe that ran over into that creek, so like when the lake would fill up too high, it would run off into that creek and then go to the river or something, I don't know. Anyways, we used to play in that creek. And I was hanging out, playing with my buddy Nathan Blazer. He was my best friend at the time. We spent all day, every day together. The time we got up to the time it was dark. A lot of times I'd stay over at his house. Spent the night over there probably, I'd say 4 nights a week. A lot. Anyway, we were out there playing with our toy guns or whatever, and Richard Wilson would have been on the other team against us, and who did he have with him? Somebody else was with us, but I remember being down in that creek and thinking I was cool and lighting that cigarette up and smoking that cigarette like it was something. I think the reason that I remember it so well is because of how buzzed I got from it. But the first time I ever like really got extremely buzzed off of tobacco was my next door neighbor, when I moved up here. His name was BJ Davis, and I was staying all night at his house that night, and we went to. Well, the plan was we were going to sleep on his trampoline. It was a bad idea because it kind of got chilly at night, but we stayed out there most of the night. But anyway, it was still daylight when we done this. He like rubbed snuff and chewed tobacco because his dad rubbed snuff and chewed tobacco. So he had a pouch of Red Man tobacco, chewing tobacco, and he's like, "Here, man, he get you a chew of that." And I was like, "All right, yeah," trying to go along and be cool. And so I put a chew in. I didn't know what I was doing, had no clue. Put a big old chew in my jaw, and we're jumping on the trampoline while I got this big chew in my mouth, and not realizing that I needed to spit every single bit of that juice out, not swallow any of it. I swallowed, I'd say, a good bit. I have never, to this day, been so buzzed in my life. I'll never forget that because the world was spinning so fast. It's weird the tricks that your brain will play on your physical body. Like, I don't know how that works, how that happens. I've never really thought about looking it up to see exactly what the science is behind it. But as far as what my eyeballs could see, the world was just spinning around me. And it's weird because visually, like the trees are spinning, the cars are like they're literally going around you. How does that work? I don't know. I mean, how does your brain make everything spin around you? And I was spinning so fast, I felt like I was like getting pushed up against a wall. I was on the trampoline, getting pushed up against the like rubber part, and I had hold of the springs on the trampoline, and I thought that I was like going to get pushed off because I I was spinning so hard, and I ended up getting so sick. I projectile vomited like you wouldn't believe. Got extremely sick. That lasted for probably about a half hour. And after I got it all out of my system, I guess probably puked up all that juice that I had swallowed. I felt better. I felt a lot better. But I never had the desire to chew tobacco ever again. I kind of wonder if my grandma didn't break me on alcohol kind of in a similar way, except I was much younger. I couldn't have been no more than 4 because where this happened at and what I remember, we moved out of that house, like not completely out of that house, but pretty much out of that house by the time I was 5. And I remember being in the bathroom and my grandma, I don't know if I had asked for it or what. Like I wanted some of this alcohol or I was curious about it. I don't know. Maybe it could have been none of the above. Could have just been her, like, I don't know. I probably did wonder what was going on with something. Because for some reason, she put some hard liquor, like straight up brown, like, I'm sure it was just the cheapest crap you could buy in a plastic gallon jug or whatever, because my mom and dad both were hardcore alcoholics. But my grandma put me some of that brown whiskey, hard whiskey, into a sippy cup. And I was in the bathroom, getting ready to take a bath. Little kid, she's giving me a bath. And she gave me that, and I tipped it up, thinking it was something to drink. And I took a big old gulp of it, and oh my God. Number 1, it tasted horrible. Number 2, it made me sick. And I don't know what she was thinking exactly when she done that, but I never had any desire to ever fool around or mess with any hard alcohol after that. Of course, I've had social drinks, and I can, you know, you guys know I can drink a little bit of stuff here and there, but I never have had the desire to drink like. Well, she was an alcoholic. My grandma was certainly an alcoholic. My grandpa was an alcoholic. And another weird thing I'm going to bring up and talk about real quick while I'm thinking about it was just the other day. I was in the kitchen and I was thinking about like all the health problems that people around me have now that we're getting older, and you know that's just part of stuff that kind of comes with life as you age. And I was thinking, you know, my grandpa, he had a pacemaker. Um, he had a pacemaker my whole life. He was a World War II vet. You know, had been shot on 2 separate occasions. He he was a pretty hard dude, and I realized, like, now he might have talked about the war with his buddies or whatever, because we hung out at the VFW and the American Legion all the time, like every day. So maybe he talked to them about it. I don't know, but as far as I know, it never came up topic wise. Like it was never, we never discussed it. So probably he didn't talk about it. It'd be my bet. A lot of the guys back in that time, that era, just didn't talk about their service. And I got to thinking, like, he obviously had extreme heart problems because he had a pacemaker, and this is back in the 90s. Probably had it since the 80s. So he had it for a long time. And now I'm not going to exaggerate this at all. He would drink anywhere in between 30 and 60 Old Milwaukees every day. I can't think of a day he didn't drink. And I was oblivious at that point, and I've never really thought that much about it until just the other day. The fact that, like, he probably couldn't stop drinking. He drank so much all the time. He was in good shape. I mean, he seemed like he was in good shape. Couldn't have been in good shape on the inside, but like he looked like he was in shape, and he got around really good in his old age. Like, heck, he was roofing a house when he was 69, 68, 69 years old. Like, and I didn't think nothing of it. Like, it just seemed like he, you know, that's what he should be doing. Like, it seemed right. But thinking back about it, like how big of a danger it was for him to be drinking so much with the health problems that he had and the pacemaker and all that. Like, what the hell was he thinking? Like, he certainly shortened his life. He died on his 70th birthday. But I don't think he could have quit drinking. He drank so much and for so long. You know, I never knew him not to drink. That my grandma, same way, except not as much. She couldn't drink 60, but she could put a 30-pack away in a day, and she would. But now, she would get up and drink coffee first thing in the day. They both would. Instant coffee. Folgers or Maxwell House. It was it was red. I remember the instant coffee thing being red most of the time. So they'd get up and drink some coffee. Grandma would smoke like a freight train, one after another after another. And then by noon, I'd say, probably no later, they'd started drinking. And it'd be till 11 o'clock till they passed out or whatever, midnight maybe. Every day. Every single day. I mean, my grandma quit drinking before because she ended up having really bad health problems. She had congestive heart failure, and I guess basically she was forced to stop drinking. So, but man, I don't know. I never really thought about the health problems that he had. mixed with how much he drank. And like I said, I mean, he would go to the American Legion, which is right here, right next to my house, and the BFW. We'd go, sometimes we'd go to both of them twice in a day. Sometimes we'd start at the VFW, we'd come to the Legion, we'd go back to the VFW, and then we'd go home. So we wasn't making the trip back up here again, and then going back down the road. But like he'd have 40 beers in him, 30, 40 beers in him, and be driving me around. Never thought twice about that either. Never even entered my mind that there was something wrong with that. I would never, ever allow my kids in a vehicle with somebody drinking. It would never happen. But back then, things were different, man. I guess things were different. And I will say, he handled his alcohol extremely well. Like, I only seen him drunk one time. One time. I'm sure I've told you guys about that. It was when he was roofing my grandma's house. And he come down off the roof. And it was really hot. It was 90-some degrees that day. And he come down, and he'd been up there drinking all day. He come down off the roof, come down off the ladder, and I was right there at the bottom of the ladder holding the ladder. And he took off walking up the hill. And he went sideways. He went the other way. And when he went back to go the other way, he fell down. And he verbally out loud said, "I'm drunk." Which is why he fell down. And it was the only time I ever seen him, like, wasted. When my oldest was 2, then husband didn't let me know he was off to work and left me asleep. Woke up to find my house. Oh, man. From your kid or a dog? I seen talk about a dog. Oh, Smitty taking off. Smitty. You guys go subscribe to Smitty's channel. And CT's channel, I ain't seen him in the chat, but go subscribe to CT's channel. There's links to all that stuff right in my description. It'd be highly appreciated. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up or down button thing. Google, feedback, don't care. After this comes up, comment if you want. They like that too, so they know what you're thinking. Wow, I seen some stuff today, early today. I guess it would have been more like last night, about the, what'd they call it? The Central CCDC, Central Currency, CDCD, or CDC, something like that. CBDC, Central Bank Digital Currency, CBDC. Yeah, that's what she said. CBDC. Federal government officials talking about that, trying to push everybody into going to that central bank digital currency thing. And I'm telling you right now, you better tell anybody that you know to fight against that with every part of their being, to not allow that to happen. That'll be the end of freedom of pretty much everything. Being able to purchase anything, being able to put like a birth. Say your brother or your kid has a birthday. Your kid's grown, right? Whatever, but you're going to put $50 in their birthday card. Nope, you ain't doing that no more, because there is no more paper money. With the central bank digital currency that will do away with fiat currency, will no longer exist. They'll know every single purchase that you make, what you made it for. They'll be able to turn your money off. If, like, let's just say, like with all this Twitter crap, you get kicked off of Twitter because you're speaking out against the government. They don't like that. They could literally put a stop to that, and you cut your money off completely. It's crazy when you see what's going on, what they're talking about, and they're serious. It's like that World Economic Forum. Klaus Schwab, the TV villain. I don't know what world we're living in today. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Danny, I guess I'll save this stuff since I've had so much food here. Which I got that reindeer too. How can I put this to use? I've got that British ration here too that I have to finish off. Which I don't know what all's left in it. A lot, I think. I'd say probably about 2/3 of it. I think I really just about took one meal. Like, I didn't go extra on it. Maybe I did. I don't know. Definitely down to try this chocolate bar since I had the fig bar, but that's not really like a dessert so much. I would argue that the granola is more like a dessert than the fig bar is. Yeah, it doesn't really come. I mean, you know, cocoa beverage powder is also very dessert-ish. But the granola, like I said, is closer to a dessert than probably anything else. But the fig bar, I assume, is what they intend as a dessert or a snack, I guess. This is sea salted, though. This is Alaskan smoked sea salt. I've never heard of smoked sea salt before. Like I said, I do like the size of that bar, though. It's not super thick either. It does feel like it's got some sort of design on it. Let's check it out. Woman owned. Woman owned. J Cocoa chocolate. J Cocoa chocolate. Is that the J Cocoa? J Cocoa? J Cocoa. Jacoco. I don't know. I think it's Jacoco. It smells like a good dark chocolate. 60%, which is pretty high cocoa content. Quite dark, like it should be. Oh, yeah, see, I knew there was a design on there. There's the J Cocoa. I knew it was going to be hard. It smells like something I've had before. But it's supposed to have that smoked sea salt in it. I don't know, let's give it a try. Oh, crunchy inside. Oh, that's salty. Mm-hmm. What's the point of smoking it, though? Maybe I'll get some flavor of that here in a minute. That's salty. A lot of salt. I mean, not like... I wouldn't say it's overly salty, but where I've cut salt virtually out of my diet, I get a lot of it. I mean, I pick up on that flavor a lot of the salt. This is a really good chocolate, though. Mm-hmm. It's not quite as, I guess, hard and dry as other 60%. It does have a nice flavor and texture as it melts. Some dark chocolate stays like crunchy. It doesn't temper and melt down in your mouth like you think it should. They've done a good job with this. And I don't see the salt in it. You know, maybe one crystal. Yeah, you really can't see it. See that one crystal in there? You guys could see it shining. It's not overly salted. But it's certainly in there. It's different. Now, I don't understand the salted part or smoked part. I've never heard of smoked salt before. Does that do something to the chemical makeup of the salt? Because it doesn't taste any different to me, you know, just mixed with that chocolate. Curious. Dang it. Smoked salt is perfect for enhancing the salinity of a dish while imparting the smokiness inherent to burnt wood and the flavor unique to different types of wood. Oh yeah, there was a certain kind of wood that they used. Alder wood. Huh. It's perfect for anybody or for anyone from meat eaters who want to beef up a barbecue to vegans and vegetarians looking to add flame grilled flavor to a dish. Huh. Well, that's what it says the purpose of smoking salt is, to enhance the saltiness, the salinity of a dish while imparting the smokiness inherent to a burnt wood and the flavor unique to different types of wood. Huh. I don't get the smoke. I didn't pick up on any of that. I feel like the dark chocolate flavor is probably going to overpower any of the smokiness that could be in those little tiny individual crystals of salt. I just didn't pick it up. But that's after eating an entire meal. If I had a clean, clear palate, maybe I could pick up on it. But as it is, I couldn't. Smoked Himalayan pink salt is delicious. Got a sample of it a few years ago. Want to find that again? I'd say that's probably something you can probably order. I mean, I've had a lot of Himalayan salt, but I've never had smoked Himalayan pink salt or pink Himalayan salt. I don't know. I got some of that pink salt in there, Himalayan salt in there right now. And then you also see those like things for your room that are, I guess, supposed to purify the air. Those salt rocks that you put on like a light, the pink sea salt stuff, I guess is what it is. Pink salt. But I can't have them. I've always wanted to put one in my house, but I can't have them because the cats will, I guess, lick those the salt and die. It'll kill them. It'll speed their heart up or does something to their heart. They get way too much salt in their system. They overdose on salt, more or less. They lick it until they die. Yep. Kind of weird, huh? Yeah, I can't remember. Whenever I was looking at those, I don't know how I came across that information before I bought one. I'm lucky I did, or I probably would have lost a cat. So, luckily, I didn't buy one. I reckon it's more for the novelty, like the smoked salmon vodka. It's made up here. Ooh. Smoked salmon vodka? Fishy vodka? Who would want to drink vodka tastes like fish? Come on, man. People, I feel like they go too far sometimes. I feel like there's room for everything to be done once, but obviously they didn't do that once. They thought it was a good enough idea to make enough for other people to try. I guess other people get to try it once because I don't think anybody's going back for seconds for a smoked salmon vodka or whatever you said it was. No, just pink salmon. I think it was pink salmon smoked pink salmon vodka. I don't feel like fish and alcohol or mix as far as like into one drink. It'd be like using fish oil to flavor. I don't know though. Now that I think about it, huh? That cod liver oil that me and Josh had on the TV show. It was what brand was that? Oh, wow, brain fart. It's right on the tip of my tongue too. Anyways, that stuff was 8% alcohol. Now, that's more along your lines of like a really strong beer, but it tasted more like a I would say probably closer to more like a brandy or something like not a not necessarily so much like a wine, more of like a it certainly had more of the feel and taste of a hard alcohol versus it being like a wine or something like that. That cod liver oil was actually really good, but it took about 16 to 18 hours to hit me and Josh. It hit both of us at the same time. We both had a flight that next morning, and we both almost didn't make our flights because of the uh, uh, the effectiveness, the after effect, whatever that you want to say, of that cod liver oil. Because when it kicked in and started flushing my system out, like there was no stopping it. Like you couldn't work through it. Like I'll hold it till I get to the airport. Nope, I got to go back up to my room right now. My cab driver, well, my limo driver, whatever you want to call him, almost took off without me because I didn't just come to the car once. I came down initially, and then that's when it hit me. I was like, dude, I got to go back up to my room. You're going to have to leave without me or whatever. I'm fine. Either way. He's like, I'll wait on you. I go back up there for probably 15, 20 minutes, like actually in there. So round trip, 25 minutes. And I come back down. I'm like, got my stuff in the trunk, and I'm getting ready to get in. I'm like, oh, gut starts rumbling again. I'm like, I got to go back in, dude. I can't. It's like I got to go back up to my room. And as we were driving, I called Josh and I was like, hey, dude, have you had any problems this morning? He's like, no way. You too? I was like, yeah. I was like, man, I almost missed my flight. I'm on my way to the airport right now. He's like, dude, I've been in the bathroom all morning. I was like, that stuff works. I mean, it did what it said it would do. So I guess you can't really fault it for that. It's just where it was well over 100 years old. I think me and him both didn't expect it to be effective. Or, yeah, I just, if so, I figured it would have more of a weakness to it. Like it wouldn't be as strong. Yeah, it hadn't lost any of its potency whatsoever. And it didn't taste off. I was afraid of that one. That cod liver oil, I thought fish oil, this old, all that fat, and like what should be like a meatiness to it, what you would think of a fish oil just being sitting in that bottle, and then found out that it had I think it was 8% alcohol. It might have been 18%. I can't. I think it was 8%, but it actually tasted really good. It tasted good enough that I went back for seconds, which was hindsight, a mistake. The one big tablespoon was plenty. Should have just stuck with that one spoonful. All right, well, I got food to finish, and I'm sure you guys don't want to watch me finish it, so flip the camera back around here. Well, you know what? We'll sign off from over here. Flamin' hot Cheeto pasta. Totally forgot about that. You know, I have what I'm going to have. Well, see, yours is Canadian though. I wonder if it's any different. Anyways, I've got the little individual bowls of the Flamin' hot Cheeto pasta in there. I think I still have it in there. My son went through the pantry and threw a bunch of stuff away. I hope he didn't throw that away. Trying to think whether I seen it in there last time I was in the pantry or not. I don't know. LC, I'll have to try to remember to do that. It's just usually whenever I got a ration or something out here, there's always a ton of food that I'm dealing with already anyway, and I hate to waste a bunch of food. And if I just open and use a bunch of stuff, I'm going to end up wasting stuff. I know how that is. Especially stuff that doesn't heat up well. In the case tonight, the bacon and eggs, they heat up amazingly well. Like, you throw them in the microwave and they taste just like they did when I dumped them out of that bag. So, email reminder. You can do that, sure. Probably wouldn't hurt. Because I got a lot on my mind. A lot going on. Later, Mike. I'm going to sign off, folks. Had a really good smoke. Had a great meal. All from Danny. Straight from Alaska, which is where these meals are most prevalent. Let's be honest. Like, the majority of the meal cold weathers get shipped to Alaska for training. For now. If we ever get caught in a situation where we're fighting in the mountains, Russia, Siberia, something like that, we're going to be probably using those as our main food source. I would have to assume that in a situation like that, MREs will go to the wayside as far as field meals go, and meal cold weathers will take precedence. But Daniel, again, man, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Daniel, for the meal. Thanks, Dan, for the super chat tonight. I appreciate it. You're probably not still on here. But all right, guys. I guess I want to say a huge thanks to my patrons. And all right. All I got left to do now is say thank you guys for watching. And I'll see y'all on the next live stream. Later.